I guess my personal anecdote is how thankful I am to be a part of that kind of loving movement, that kind of beloved community. That, again, I'm thankful that I'm being spotlighted here, but I also know that the spotlight is not mine. So I wake up every morning in hopes that I do my best to honor my commitment to my ancestors, to the Creator, to my community. And I think it encompasses all of the things that you mentioned. So, I want to be a good mom. I want to make sure that I'm, a good mom to my biological kids, but also the students here who many of them call me mama, right? I want to be a good spirit mama to them. I want to make sure that the work that I do here really serves the purpose that we say it does. So we call Pan-African Studies the intellectual arm of the revolution, recognizing that, the foundation of Black studies and Pan-African studies and even ethnic studies more broadly is really to transform the world that we live in and to gain intellectual tools that help us to do that. So I want to make sure that I'm moving that forward. And then movement work, so Black Lives Matter was founded in Los Angeles. So yes, I'm a co-founder of Black Lives Matter Los Angeles. And it was the first Black Lives Matter chapter. So I'm one of the original members of Black Lives Matter overall. I think I'm really proud of the fact that the initial circle of folks who met up to conceptualize Black Lives Matter and build Black Lives Matter included about half of the folks were students and faculty from Pan-African Studies at Cal State LA. And so I'm very proud of that and want to continue to honor that work as well.
How you doing, board members? Good evening. I'm here on behalf of the Ethnic Studies Coalition, which is made up of over 70 elected officials, community-based organizations, students, teachers, and I want to submit for the public record over 70 letters of support from throughout the community. And I also want to submit for the record over 3,000 students who have signed petitions saying that they want ethnic studies class, not just in the regular curriculum, but in class as well as over 2,000 community signatures that we've got through online as well. And I'd like to yield the rest of my time to somebody I admire, Professor Abdullah, chair of the Pan-African Studies program at Cal State LA.
We thought it's really important as a lab science or a math class or, a composition class, for students to have cultural competency. So there was a movement on this campus to try to make ethnic studies a requirement on campus. That erupted into a huge fight. You can pull it up on YouTube at Cal State LA, which really, I think, revealed a lot of anti-Blackness on this campus. I thought the fight to make ethnic studies a requirement in LAUSD, which is a much bigger system, right, which has much greater impact, was going to be harder than the fight on campus, but it wasn't. Students, teachers, community all rallied together, and we won. We won the LAUSD requirement that made ethnic studies a graduation requirement for every high school student within the second largest school district in the country. And that was easier than getting it to be a requirement here at Cal State LA. There's something, I don't know if you've heard of, called imposter syndrome, right? Mm. So I think especially for people of color, for Black folks, for folks who come from neighborhoods like mine, sometimes even when you start to do well, you doubt yourself and you go, I think I'm just fooling people into thinking I'm smart and I'm not really, right? Mm-hmm. And you need people to say, you're brilliant, you can do this. And that's who Dr. Halisi was for me, that's who Dr. Preston was for me, and that's who I hope I'm emulating myself after with all of these beautiful, brilliant students who I've had the honor of teaching and, you know, working with.
Nice.
Yeah.
When you kind of fast forward 10 to 15 years down the road, what do you hope that you accomplished during that time?
10 to 15 years from now?
Yeah.
10 to 15 years from now, I hope that we transform what public safety looks like so it no longer means police. 10 to 15 years from now, I hope that we have a quality, liberatory, accessible, free model of education for as long as you want to go, from, you know, nursery school to PhD. 10 to 15 years from now, I pray that we have many more folks who understand that their work in this world and have stepped into their purpose in this world as being one who, or a body that's meant to transform the world, to constantly move us towards greater freedom. I pray that we end rampant capitalism that exploits Black, brown, poor communities. Yeah, I mean, I plan a lot, right?
Yeah.
And I'm confident I'm faithful.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as long as we struggle, we have a saying, when we fight, we win, right?
Yeah. So
as long as we keep struggling, as long as we don't give up the struggle, mark my words, let's interview again in 10 to 15 years.
There we go.
Awesome.